First, the WHO defines health as a state of physical, mental, emotional, social, psychological, and spiritual well-being, and not only the absence of disease or infirmity. The key word there is well-being, and that's where the wellness starts from. The concept of wellness became even more critical for the fact that most of the problems we face now in the 21st century are caused by lifestyle problems. Hitherto, up to the 20th century, most of the problems we have were infectious. And so the evolution of vaccines and antibiotics and the rest brought them down. Hypertension, the diabetics, the strokes, the heart diseases, sleep disorders, the arthritis, all of them are lifestyle induced. They are caused by our lifestyle. And research shows that it's only about 10 to 15% of sicknesses are due to your genes. But 80% of our sicknesses are due to our lifestyle. Whether you exercise or not exercise, whether you sleep well or not sleep well, whether you diet to eat, whether you detox well, you don't detox, how you manage your stress, whether you take supplements or not, your attitude in life, your spirituality. And there are other things that are in this world, we call the complementary and alternate things that can also impact your health, or whether you do regular screening. This is what in our research we call the 10 health pillars. These are the pillars on which health is based. And there are so many researches that bring this out. For example, in the physical exercise, in 2005, the National Cancer Institute of the US published that people who have regular exercises have 50% less colon cancer than people who don't do regular exercise. So there is a direct relationship published by scientists that physical exercise directly has a relationship with cancer. There is a second health pillar, which is sleep or rest. There is also the research that shows that those who have chronic sleep disorders are more likely to have type 2 diabetes, they are more likely to have hypertension, they are more likely to have what we call autoimmune disorders, where your body fights against each other. They are more likely to have what we call chronic pain syndromes. So the third health pillar is the role of diet in health. There are researches that have shown that men who eat a lot of red meat, kebab, chofi, things like that, they have 2 to 3 times more likelihood of getting prostate cancer. So there is a direct relationship between diet and cancer. Fourth health pillar, detox. There was publication by the American Red Cross Society who tested 10 children within a week of their birth. They took their umbilical cord samples where they were born and they tested them. It turned out that 287 contaminants in their blood. So it means that their mother had contaminants, about 287 contaminants. 180 of the contaminants could cause cancer. And even many of the contaminants have the things we eat, like the food. Most of the food that we eat, they use pesticides to grow, to kill the farm. They use herbicides, So all those things, even DDT were in the samples that were collected. Even mercury were in the samples that were collected from a day-old children. And so there's a need always to detoxify ourselves. The fifth health pillar is the role of stress. The University of London published an article that said that chronic unmanaged stress is 6 times more likely to cause heart disease than somebody who smokes or who has high blood cholesterol or who is hypertensive. And this is quite shocking because you know that if a person has high blood cholesterol and he smokes, obviously he's more likely to get heart attack. But here, the evidence also is in that chronic stress can give you heart attack, and 6 times more likely. The sixth pillar is the supplements. For years, it was thought that whatever you eat is okay. But then, from the turn of 2000s, the American Medical Association published that every human being needs 1 multivitamin and supplements a day. The understanding, I believe, is that we all eat according to our cultures, where you come from, your taste, what you want to eat. Not necessarily that you need this because of your work or your challenges that you're going through and things like that. So that was, from a medical perspective, big information. So it's important that we all have our supplements and the vitamin supplements and other supplements regularly. The other pillar, our attitudes. And there's one also report published by the University of Maryland. They've seen that people who have humor, who joke a lot, who laugh a lot in their everyday life, have far less incidents of heart attack. So it's important that we have a more relaxed life and have a lot of humor. There's a discipline now which is called psychodeuroimmunology that shows a direct relation between our mind and our immune system. It's also a big area. So it's important our attitudes and our mood has direct effect on our health. The eighth pillar is spirituality. Studies have shown empirically that many places that live long are people who are religious. There's a place in Pakistan, the Hunza region. There's one in Russia, Abkhazia. There's one in Ecuador, we call it the Vilcabamba region in Ecuador. These areas live averagely 100 years. But I find that they realize that they eat vegetables, they live natural lives, they don't judge, they don't believe they are going to die. Their attitude. When somebody who is 80 can marry somebody who is 15 years, and then there's nothing asked. When they are sick, they don't think of death. But that's their attitude. So the combination of the pillars found there, but especially because they are religious people, not necessarily Christian. They believe in one God. We know that Jesus Christ also healed, and I believe he healed about 42 healing sessions. 13 of them he cast out demons. And it's important that if we're thinking of health, we should also look at spirituality. It's good for us to be exercising well. It's good for us to massage, the steam bath, the saunas, and the rest have been shown to improve health. And then the role of scientific medicine. So these 10 pillars are the things that have informed the facilities that we have here. If you take the first one, we have so many exercise facilities here. We also have the professional. We have professional exercise physiology who has not only a BSc, but he has his master's in exercise physiology to be able to take somebody through, to be able to guide somebody to start and to continue and to take it as a lifestyle. We have 3 long tennis courts here, which is one of the few in this country. We have badminton, which is also few, table tennis, we have volley, we have basketball, we have football. We've started the golf course, across the river. In terms of the first pillar of physical health, we want to bring as many facilities for health that can suit your health, your age, and what you do. We have cycling, almost everything. We have group walk. Here, when the people come, we want to start them with walk. We take them along a designed path, which is airy, which is refreshing. You see a lot of greens and flowers. And then we have security behind and in front. So you are so secured. We call it the walk exercise. And we also have places where we have dance exercise. So dancing as a form of exercise, walking as a form of exercise, walk exercise and dance exercise. So whichever form of exercise you think that after consultation, we think that you can practice as a lifestyle, that's what we do for you. In fact, the whole world is changing from a sickness-based system to a prevention system. The first one you can see is corona. We are all trying to avoid the corona rather than wait till we get it and treat it. That is one. But you've seen that preventing disease and promoting health is cheaper, than getting sick and then you managing it. In the US, there have been researches in, I think 2015 that showed that 1 in 5 people were randomly sampled and they didn't know they were hypertensive. It's only a few persons who say, oh, I'm hypertensive. But many people didn't know. Screening is part of health promotion. When you get the person early and you treat. If we get a prostate cancer early or breast cancer early or cervical cancer early through screening, it is much better to treat it and get rid of it than to wait until the person gets breast cancer stage 4 or even heart attack. So many sicknesses are better managed when it's early than you wait for it to manifest. What we call the modern lifestyle sicknesses, I mentioned earlier, the diabetes, hypertension, the blood clots and the rest, Many of them, 80% are preventable. And it's also seen that about 70% of all deaths over the world is caused by these sicknesses. And 80% of these are preventable.
Purchase your tracks today.
70% of hospital attendance is from stress. And so there is now a machine that measures stress. So when you come, you can take your stress level. And so when you go through the systems, as you conference, you close on the conference and you do some saunas, you do some massages, you do some exercises. By the time you go and you take the stress level, it's all done and printed out. You realize that this that you have done have reduced your stress. You have also known that stress can kill, stress can cause diseases. So you go then and then continue. But not only telling you to go and continue, we build your capacity to go and continue through the professionals, especially the clinical psychologists. The biggest challenge is you see people may come here and they are so excited about going to check for the lab or check their stress, but they don't want to pay for it. That is one, because it's difficult to get a heart specialist here. But when they come, they don't want to pay for it because for them, they've come for a conference. And a normal conference is, I come to eat, I sleep, and I have a conference. But this you are experiencing from a high-level person. If you are going to the hospital, which you don't have the time to go, you will not be able to meet a heart specialist or have these services. And it is there for you. You are doing what you normally do. Broadly speaking, it's much cheaper. Makes you more productive. And then the value placed upon it in terms of seeing that this package is more rewarding. This package it will make you, by definition, have the energy to do and be joyful to do what you want to do in life. Whether it's in work, whether it's in marriage, sports, you are well. You don't get sick. So I think that's the first challenge. Fold your arms. You fold your arms. You do. You do. All right. Now, we're going to, are you comfortable? You're comfortable. All right, so let's see these people here. Now, take it off. Fold your arms again. Take it off. Fold your arms again. Take it off. Fold your arms again. Now, do the opposite. Do the opposite. All right, let's do this. Release it. Fold your arms, release it. Fold your arms, release it fast, release it fast. Do the opposite. So you fold your arms 100 times, you do one thing. Do the opposite, you don't know how you fold your arms. Do you understand? Do the opposite of how you are comfortable folding your arms in one way. But when you say do the opposite of what you are doing, you don't even know what you do. But you know that that's what you do was comfortable for you. You understand? So that's one big area that we want to talk about. Behavior change. What you normally do, you don't even know what you do. And you need to assess what you do. You'll be helped to know what you do before you can have a change. One of the big strategies in wellness is what we call behavior change. As we saw the ladies do one aspect, is they fold your arms and they do one thing and they are comfortable with that. And it is difficult for them to change until they realize that, how do I normally fold my arms? And so if somebody likes eating, say, red meat, and the person has to change, the person should be able to see the red meat or see the fatty food and be able to develop the person to see it and make the right choice. And that is the new way of changing their lifestyle. Hitherto, in the years back, we go to a place, you eat only salads and leaves and water, and then if you are fat, you slimmer. At the moment you go back, you are even worse. There's a practical example when you go through this about somebody who became a Roman Catholic father because he was addicted to womanizing. And so the person decided to want to be a Roman Catholic father. Stayed far away from women and all that. After 20 years, he came back, and the very first 2 days, he started womanizing again. So when you are addicted to something, you are used to something. When the thing is not there, it doesn't make that you have the capacity to avoid it. And that is the principle we use in all areas, especially in our food. What we do is that we serve as much food, if we're Ghanaians, from the tozafi to akplen, all the dishes. It's a waste of money, but then we want people to see every day what they see. When they see and they say, oh, I like pork, I like this, but then it's not good for my heart or it's not good for me, then the dietitian is available, will give you the right choice. And then the clinical psychologist will take you through what they call the behavior change method, so that you are able to see a thing that is not good in their real life. In modern day behavior change, if you want to change people, you don't impose. You let them make choice and let them want to change. When they want to change, then you build their capacity to change. You don't deny them. So the food is broad, see the good, the bad, the ugly, and then say, this one is not good for me. Then you identify the problem. And then the dietitians and the clinical psychologists are able to build your capacity to be able to every day see it, but not take it. We've had a lot of fun memories when it comes to this. I mean, 36-year-old gentleman who was brought in by a top industry from the US. He was into ICT. A very handsome, very nice guy in his youth, 36. This person's grandfather died of stroke. His father died of stroke. His BP was 220, 130. And he was not on drugs. He was traveling every time, eating anything on the plane. He eats all the junk food. In real terms, permit me to say, he was walking dead. We just caught him, he checked his BP, we checked his heart, and it was a miracle. He was so very grateful. We had a coordination, he went through. By 6 months' time, he started taking his medicines regularly. He started exercising, he started doing the right things, and his life was saved. And there are many of them like that. So those are many fond memories, and this particular one I see so clearly every day. Health tourism has been my dream, and it's something that I've spoken on, health and medical tourism, right from 2005, when the former vice president committed this place. When we started here, our first tourist was Steve Wonder with his son. They were here for 4 months. He went through all what we were saying, and was healthily discharged after 4 months. Steve Wonder coming to Ghana, there's a whole benefit the country will have in health medical tourism. We know we have historical tourism, the museums, we have the ecotourism, the farms, waterfalls, and the rest. By God's grace, I've talked a lot about medical tourism. If we could get Nigeria to come to our hospitals, Nigeria alone, the number that goes to India, or even Ghana, the number that goes to South Africa, we'll be able to improve our foreign exchange. If a rich person in America wants to come to Ghana Medical School, or a rich person in UK wants to come, he looks for accreditation. International organizations that have certified that you can do what you say you can do. So if we can accredit the various disciplines through the international accreditation mechanisms, they come, they check the human infrastructure, they have the whole thing they look at. Then when the hospital or the health facility is accredited, it is then that people who are moving will look at accreditation and be able to come.
Armed with extensive understanding of health and wellness and lifestyle change, our ladies started relishing the signature wellness packages the Holy Trinity Spa and Health Farm pioneered in West Africa. Eye screening for early detection of medical conditions such as glaucoma, cataracts, and others such as near or far-sightedness and refractive errors. Dental cleaning helps prevent bad breath, brighten the smile, prevent teeth cavities, tooth loss, and boost overall health. Laboratory tests done as part of the SPA's Wellness Conference include Pap smear for female conference delegates to detect early cervical cancer, PSA test for male conference participants can help pick up early prostate cancer before any symptoms may be experienced. Too much cholesterol in your blood may put you at risk for heart disease and are among immense benefits of wellness conference at the spa. ECG records the heart electrical activity and provides information on heart rate and rhythm or enlargement. Stress analysis assists in assessing stress levels and make recommendations for changes to lifestyle stresses. Stress tests done in the spa help define overall risk